Hi guys, it's Kiarko here, back with another speed build. Today we're building a sheriff's jail in the Wild West. So this is like a cowboy country kind of build. And I guess it is a historical build. I mean, it's definitely not set in modern times. But that being said, it may not be accurate to what, a sheriff's jail in the Wild West would like actually historically look like. I always have to give those little disclaimers whenever I do like historical inspired builds because I'm not a historian and there's probably going to be some inaccuracies, but I tried to make it as close to what I imagine is accurate as possible. Obviously there's no like modern tech here or anything like that, and I tried to incorporate custom content that was like specifically made for like the Wild West, the frontier era and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this build. It's definitely a fun one. I had a lot of fun with this. Like, I love cowboy stuff. Like, I love cowboy stuff so much, you guys. I think it's just such a fun genre to just like explore and mess with. I don't know if you guys have seen Westworld, I think it's an HBO show. I haven't seen like the more recent seasons, but I've seen the first season. I really love the show. Highly suggest if you guys are interested in cowboy stuff and also sci-fi. But besides the point, it's also kind of inspired by like Firefly or Cowboy Bebop, just like all those fun cowboy inspired shows. I guess all three of those are sci-fi cowboys. I didn't even realize that, but I am a fan of like the pure cowboy genre as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this, and let me know if you'd be interested in seeing more like frontier cowboy builds. Mainly because I was kind of thinking about expanding on this build and like building like a little like frontier, little Wild West town like around this sheriff's jail cell thing. But I don't know, that seems like a pretty big build, so I wanted to, get to see if you guys would be interested in that before I partook in building that entire big thing. But anyways, so as you can see, I'm just setting up the exterior here. I was trying to mimic the like general shape and structure of the frontier buildings that I saw on the internet when I looked up, like Wild West town and stuff. They always have these like interesting like walls in the front, like I have it here where in front of the roof is like this wall, and then you have like the little sign which is supposed to say, like sheriff's place, I guess, across the top. I don't know why that was like part of the way they designed their buildings, but I tried to incorporate it so it seems like a little bit more accurate. And obviously we have a horse here for the sheriff to ride, and just putting down little things here and there, some hay for the horse. We have a little saddle thing up front. We're gonna put some more hay in the back, I guess. And we should be moving inside pretty soon. This was me just looking at like various other things that came with the Strangerville pack, and just trying to see if there's like more Wild West stuff that I could add. But honestly, there wasn't that much. I really wish they would release like a decades or historical pack where we could like change the era of the world that we're in. I've talked about this so much. I've mentioned it in comments and discussions and stuff, but that is like my dream pack. I just know it's never going to exist because it's like way too complicated of a pack for them to make. But I can dream. I can think about it sometimes. Wouldn't it be amazing if there was like if you could actually like run a little frontier town in The Sims and like have like a sheriff and a bounty hunter and like all that fun stuff? I don't know. I just feel like that'd be so amazing. But anyways, so we are on the inside now, and I'm just putting in my walls and my flooring. So back here in the two rooms on the left and the right, those are going to be our main long-term jail cells. We're going to have like a smaller jail cell in like the main front area, which will be like temporary holding, I guess. Again, I'm not an expert on the ways of the judicial system of the Wild West. I do not know. But I'm just assuming that this is, somewhat accurate. So in this little room here, this is where the sheriff's room is, because I imagine that he would probably have to live here. He does have a deputy, is what I imagine, but I don't think the deputy would live here. I think the deputy commutes by horse, and they have their own house somewhere else. But this is where the sheriff lives, because, someone's gotta live here, I guess. I don't know. I feel like it's accurate that the sheriff would live in the jail, right? Maybe? I don't know. But it is a tiny little room. You can see their little sheriff's hat sitting on that chair right there. And then, let's see, what else are we gonna add? I think I add in like a little closet. This is just me looking for stuff to put on the wall. I thought about putting like a deer's head, but I was like, that would make no sense because there's like no deer out here, so why would he have a mounted deer's head on his wall? I don't know. Sometimes I just like have random like ideas in my brain, and then I try it out. I'm like, wait, this makes no sense, and then I have to get rid of it. But anyways, so we are gonna put in, let's see, a little, what are we doing? I think I put in oh, I'm just like putting in random stuff everywhere. It's like wood by the door. There's a little like sheriff sign by the door. Putting some little hole things on the wall to make the space seem a little bit more old. And then we're gonna put our little, what's it called, wardrobe back here, so that he can store his sheriff's clothes, I guess. And then we have a little kitchen here because the sheriff lives here, so he needs a place to, you know, cook and eat his food. And also I imagine that they would also need to cook food for the inmates, right? Because, you know, I mean, this isn't a prison, it's more like a jail, so it, like, people wouldn't probably be staying here for very long, I think. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think about like all the movies I've seen with people in like wild western jails, but I have no idea how long they stayed in those places. But they probably have to stay long enough where they're gonna need a meal every now and then. So obviously there's a little kitchen here for food to be cooked for everybody. And then we're gonna put in, let's see, what else do we put in here? Like a little butter thing, I guess. See, even in the kitchen, I tried to make it somewhat period accurate, like that. There was like a frontier style sink and fridge and stuff. And then out here, we're gonna have the 2 desks. So we're gonna have the sheriff's desks, and the one against the back wall is the deputy's desk. So this is just where they'll sit and do sheriff work, I guess. I just do not know what that entails. I imagine it's just like, you know, bookkeeping and stuff and writing down people's names and information and like keeping track of criminals and crime and bounties and stuff. So they have like files and they have like, you know, logbooks and stuff like that. And then we're going to put in, let's see, I think I give both of them like a gas lamp on their desks, yeah, so they have some light there. And then we're gonna put in those curtains again, and then back here we're gonna put a little wardrobe again. I mean, that's probably not for clothing, that's probably just for like storage purposes, like maybe for their weaponry, maybe for their lassos or something, I don't know. And then we're gonna put in another chair just for someone to sit over there. So we're gonna set up a little prison cell in this corner of the room. Originally I wasn't going to, but then like once I got to this corner of the room, I had no idea what I was gonna put here. So I was like, you know what, why don't we just like add in another prison cell and then it'll just be like an additional one, I guess. Like it's a lot smaller than the other 2 and it's in like the main room. So again, I figure like this one is more of like the temporary one. Like someone's being held for, I don't know, just a day or just, you know, for whatever period of time. And then I'm gonna give them a blanket and a pillow in case they need to sleep for the night on the cold floor. And then on this wall, we're gonna put in a fireplace, which now that I think about it, I don't think it makes sense because when I was building this, I was thinking, oh, they'll get cold at night. But now I'm thinking they're in the desert, or not the desert, but in like the, you know, the Wild West frontier land. I don't know how cold it gets. Well, I'm just gonna pretend that it gets cold sometimes and they need a fireplace. So they have a fireplace to stay warm. And then we have a little bathroom back here. So, again, I'm not a historian. I don't know if this would make sense or not for them to have indoor plumbing, but I originally did want them to have an outhouse somewhere outside, and I tried to look for one, but I just didn't have an outhouse mesh. I thought I did, and I think maybe I do somewhere like hidden. I just couldn't find it. But, you know, I scrapped the outhouse thing and instead we just have this little bathroom here, which, you know, is fine, still works. And then we're going to quickly put some stuff in these little jail cells. Not really going to decorate them that much because I just like the idea of them being, you know, pretty empty and barren. Every jail cell has a bucket in it, and the bucket is obviously for, you know, bathroom purposes. And then we have some benches and some blankets so people can, you know, sit down and stay warm. And that is our Frontier Sheriff's Jail Cell build. It's quite a mouthful. I don't know what I'm gonna call this build yet, just because like there's so many words to describe it. But let me know what you think of this build. Let me know if you want to see more Frontier stuff, if you're curious about seeing this, you know, little town being expanded into like a full-on, you know, Wild West town. I could build like a saloon or I don't know, just little houses, a doctor's house, I don't know, just like fun little Wild West things. And let me know if you have any, you know, cowboy related recommendations, I guess. You know, any TV shows, movies, anything like that. I'm kind of feeling the genre right now, so I'm always curious to hear if you guys have any recs. Anyways, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.